Hello, beautiful people. It's time for another video. First impressions, that is, because we are now in Puerto Vallarta. A little bit about the journey, how we got here. So I had looked at airline tickets. It probably would have been about like maybe a 45 minute flight to get here. Um, and the bus was 6 hours, but I just really wanted the experience of riding a bus in Mexico. I had heard that they're more like first class on an airplane than they are anything else. And I just didn't want to have to worry about weighing our luggage and going through security with Autumn and just, all the stuff that comes with going to an airport. So we did go, let me get this. Here we go. This way. We did go the route of taking the bus, and it was actually pretty successful. 6 hours long. Autumn ended up napping for 2 of those hours. But the best part is we got to see the beautiful topography and the land of Mexico. It was just so gorgeous. We were like driving through these windy roads like in a jungle. I did get a little bit of motion sickness. I mean, I didn't like throw up, but I felt like I was going to because it was a little bumpy and a lot of windy roads, but we made it. Our first 18 hours in Puerto Vallarta were definitely an adventure. So I had booked our Airbnb probably about a week or two ago, and it had like everything. It was supposed to have a kitchen and like common areas and a washer dryer, which is something I was really looking forward to. And then it was just like a private room in somebody's house instead of like having our own place. Um, but it seemed to have everything we need. It seemed centrally located, and we got it at a great rate because it was like a new listing, so it didn't have any reviews yet. And now I don't think they will for a while. Um, we show up, it basically looked like a drug den. There were like tons of mattresses in the living room. There was like exposed nails everywhere. It was just really not appropriate for a child. And I had made it clear I was traveling with a child. I had only booked it because it said it was child friendly. But I'm sorry, if you have exposed nails hanging out everywhere, that is not child friendly. The room itself was nice, but because it was supposed to be shared space, the rest of the house was not adequate. So we were at that Airbnb for like 2 hours before I told the girl, I was like, I'm sorry, we can't stay here. So we bounced the fuck out of there. I booked us a quick hotel on Hotwire, and it was so cute. I loved our hotel. But if you didn't already see my lives about this, I think I saved it on Instagram, maybe, I don't know. But long story short, I ended up locking us in our hotel room the first morning here in Puerto Vallarta. I had bought this tool on Amazon that it's supposed to be if like a room doesn't have a bolt lock or something, it could just keep you a little extra safe. So somebody with a hotel key couldn't enter from the outside. And threw that shit right in the trash. Like, I've never been more embarrassed in my life. Definitely locked us in our hotel room. Had to call down to the front desk. They ended up like sending a guy up. He had to climb over the balcony to come in our room and take the door off the fucking hinges. So yeah, first 18 hours here, a little stressful. That was silly? Yeah. Autumn, like, I was so impressed with Autumn. I mean, I definitely largely think her reaction was because I was able to keep my cool through all of it. But yes, baby. What you need? Come here. Do you want to say hi? Is that what it is? She like never wants to be on camera. Like if I want to take a photo of her. Yay. Okay, Mama's going to do a quick video, okay? And then I'll be right back to play with you. Always playing with this lady. So anyways. I love this lady. Yes, with this lady. So we booked a new Airbnb, and because it was okay, too much, baby, too much. Hey, look at me. Okay, look at me. You could do more of that later. Thank you. Bye. So booked a new Airbnb, but because it was so last minute now, there weren't that many options left for what fit in our budget and what we needed. And one thing I definitely realized we wanted to have here that the other place wasn't going to have was air conditioning. It is so much more humid here than it was in Guadalajara. And I grew up in Florida, but I haven't lived in that environment long term in, 10 years. So I definitely am appreciative that we have air conditioning now, but eventually I will give a little tour. But as you can see, I'm in the bedroom right now, but really it's just a studio apartment. So this half is like the bedroom and the bathroom, and then on the other side of the camera screen here is like a kitchen with a fridge and stuff. But anyways, and the best part about this place, so it's about 6 miles from the airport, which makes it about 11 miles from like downtown where all the central action is. But it's a gated community. There's a pool. Like, it's super safe. Everything we need is what? Okay, if you do good listening, Mama already told you we're going in the pool in a little bit. Um, so yeah, we're much happier now that we're in this Airbnb than that freaking drug den. And I was like, I didn't really feel bad because you're the one who put your drug den on Airbnb. Like, I understand if your house is still a work in progress, but then you don't start to market it yet, you know, because that's just bad for business. You want to make sure that ish is ready. So, first impressions, Puerto Vallarta. Finally, we can get into that. I love it here. It is so beautiful seeing the mountains with the beach and the blue water, and the water, the like ocean water is so warm. And honestly, coming from LA, I didn't know how that was going to be possible because the beach water in LA is so cold. Like, I've maybe gotten in it like 3 times in the 10 years I lived there. But here, this is a lot like the Gulf of Mexico. Like, it's warm, and I mean, it has its like cold spots, but it's definitely like you can hang out on the beach and actually go swimming to like cool off and balance your time out. So we did go to the beach the first 2 days when we were staying like pretty much on the beach. So that was great to be close there. But the downside to Puerto Vallarta is it is such a tourist trap. Guadalajara was definitely a big city that had a lot going on and tons of consumerism. But Puerto Vallarta is a, hey, Mama's doing a video. Okay, say hi. But I have to finish this, and if you do good listening, then we're gonna go swimming. But if you can't do good listening, then we can't go swimming, okay? Okay, thank you. You could sit here if you like, but you gotta be, so I'll make it finish, okay? Thank you. So yeah, this is a hub, it's a cruise port, so there's tons of Americans around here, which kind of just makes it lose the authentic vibe, you know, we're going for. So that's why I am happy to be in where we're technically staying is Ixtapa, and I'll probably do a first impression video after this, but we just haven't gone to explore it as much yet for Ixtapa. But yeah, so Puerto Vallarta, it definitely still has a lot of Mexican culture and history and vibes, but there's so many Americans, and they even like price things in US dollars, and it's like, we didn't come here on a US dollar budget, we came here on a peso budget. So it was like a little overwhelming at first, like, well, I mean, things are still significantly cheaper than they were in LA, but I mean, overall, it's like after being in Guadalajara and knowing what some places do charge for things in Mexico, and then coming here and having the gringo prices, or as they call it, like the gringa tax. Like, I can tell when somebody's charging me more for something because I'm white and they know I could probably afford it. I don't know what their opinion is that they're giving me a higher price. And depending on what it is, I'll pay it. If it's only like, you know, a few pesos more, I'm like, whatever. They obviously need the money more than me. But I really just don't appreciate the manipulation of it or the deception, you know? I'd much rather somebody say to my face, hey, I charge locals this price, but this is your price because you don't fucking live here. Like, I would respect that and I would honor that, but I'm not going to throw that money at you when I can tell you're doing it because you think I'm an idiot and don't know. So there have been a few times here in the markets already where I've like walked away because I was like, nope, I don't appreciate that. So yeah, Puerto Vallarta, great, beautiful topography, but also very much a tourist destination. Still very worth visiting. Today actually happens to be the 3rd annual Taco Fest. So we're going to go to that and get some footage there. And I'm excited. Like, what are the odds that we happen to be here when they're having their giant Taco Fest? So that'll be interesting. But other than that, like, our plans here, we're here for a month. And the plan is to just, like, live, you know, just like exist. Like we're gonna go to the pool every day and just like walk around and explore. But this vibe is definitely way more laid back than Guadalajara. Like the energy is a lot more relaxed. So I'm really happy about that because this is what I'm looking for. You know, essentially just like doing what we would be doing in the States, but in a unique environment. So yeah, we're just gonna be doing our regular stuff, but in Puerto Vallarta. And then next we'll likely be heading to Sayulita, but that's still far away and who even knows, so we'll get more into that later. But yeah, just wanted to let you all know quickly that great place to visit. Probably if you were looking like digital nomad lifestyle or anything like that, I probably wouldn't choose this place to be long term, is I guess it in a nutshell. It's like definitely a place for like, you know, a week max maybe. But outside of that, like I don't think I would necessarily come back here. I mean, there's a lot to do and it's really beautiful, but I just don't see why we would need to revisit it all. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. Hope y'all are having a beautiful day. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications. I promise now that we are settled somewhere for more than a month, I will be trying to produce more content and things. It's just been, you know, a big adjustment to like get us into the groove and stuff. So subscribe, turn on notifications. If you're not already following us on Instagram, because I do post more videos, photos, and things like daily on Instagram because it's a lot simpler of a task than making the YouTube videos. As you can see, it's hard for me to get those done sometimes, but I might possibly put Autumn in a Mexican preschool for 1 or 2 days a week, you know, for cultural immersion and cultural exchange, but that's just something I'm considering right now. Okay, love y'all. Ciao.